In part one of this series, we explored the humble origins of Thomas Paine through his major accomplishments and at the doorstep of his authorship of the book, The Age of Reason. In part two, we will engage with the intellectual cradle of Paine's naturalist and deist worldview, his Enlightenment contemporaries, and further delve into his commitment to human flourishing and dignity. Welcome to The Age of Reason, Thomas Paine, Human Patriot. Part 2, Natural Religion, Deism, and the Enlightenment Atmosphere. Thomas Paine does not arrive at the Age of Reason as a casual scoffer or a distant skeptic. He arrives as a believer who refuses to outsource conscience. He does not say, "There is no God." He says something far more destabilizing to institutions. No one owns God, no priest, no book, no tradition, no throne. What Paine offers is natural religion, the claim that whatever is genuinely sacred must be accessible through reason, conscience, and the observable world, not dependent on inherited authority or private revelation that cannot be tested. In plain language, if a belief is true, it should not be afraid of being examined. If a moral command is real, it should not collapse when questioned. If something claims to come from the creator of the universe, it should harmonize with justice, mercy, and human dignity. Paine compresses his own creed into a few radical sentences at the opening of The Age of Reason. He believes in one God and no more. He hopes for happiness beyond this life. He believes in the equality of human beings, and he believes that religious duties consist in doing justice, loving mercy, and endeavouring to make our fellow creatures happy. Then he delivers the line that still makes hierarchies flinch: "My own mind is my own church." That sentence does not abolish faith. It abolishes monopoly. It says that conscience does not require a license, that moral insight is not a gated community, that you do not need permission to be honest. Deism, in Paine's hands, is not no God. It is no gatekeepers. It is the belief that if there is a creator, that creator can be known in creation itself, in the order of nature, in the regularities of the cosmos, in the shared moral instincts of human beings. Not in secrets, not in threats, not in institutions that demand submission before understanding. Paine is living in a world transformed by science. Newtonian physics has revealed a universe governed by consistent laws. Planets move predictably. Gravitation does not negotiate. Nature does not improvise to flatter power. The cosmos begins to look less like a throne room and more like a system. And Paine presses the implication: if the physical world has laws, why should morality require mystery? Why should ethics depend on intermediaries? Why should human dignity hinge on ancient authority rather than living conscience? Paine is another punctuated moment in the Enlightenment. Much like 40 years earlier, in 1755, a massive earthquake shatters one of Europe's most devout cities. Lisbon collapses. Tens of thousands drown in the tsunami or perish in firestorms. Clergy rush to explain the horrors as moral punishment. Optimists insist that all is well. Providence becomes insulation against grief. Voltaire looks at the ruins and refuses consolation on those terms. In poem on the Lisbon disaster, he asks whether a theology that explains mass death without compassion deserves loyalty at all. Lisbon does not prove God is absent. It proves that some explanations are morally unbearable. Paine absorbs this lesson. He sees that religious language can become either a shelter for the suffering or a shield for the powerful. That is the pivot. The Enlightenment is not a club. It is an inviting and uncompromising uprising in the human mind. Voltaire mocked superstition and cruelty masked as doctrine. Hume dismantled miracle claims and demanded proportional evidence. Locke grounded political authority in consent and natural rights. Rousseau insisted legitimacy must answer to the people. Montesquieu showed how unchecked power corrodes liberty. These ideas circulate in coffee houses, pamphlets, salons, and ship cabins. They form a dangerous new expectation. That truth must justify itself. That authority must explain itself. That sacred claims must answer to human consequences. Paine does not invent this atmosphere. He popularizes it. He takes what philosophers debate and turns it into something dock workers can wield. In Common Sense, he writes with disarming clarity. A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right. That line is not about monarchy alone. It is about every inherited belief that survives because it is familiar. In the American Crisis, he tells people that moral courage is not optional. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country. Courage for Paine is not bravado. It is loyalty to human dignity when fear makes obedience tempting. And in Rights of Man he insists, "The world is my country, all mankind are my brethren, and to do good is my religion." That is not rhetoric, it is a worldview. It says that moral belonging is larger than nation, that dignity is older than borders, that humanity itself is the sacred field. Paine tells ordinary people, you are allowed to ask, you are allowed to doubt, you are allowed to weigh doctrine against your own sense of justice. If a belief requires you to excuse cruelty, to accept hierarchy as destiny, to mute your conscience, then it is not sacred. It is managed belief, and managed belief is how power teaches obedience. This is why the age of reason feels so threatening, not because it denies God, because it denies permission, because it tells people that reverence must be earned, that ethics are older than institutions, that whatever is truly holy cannot be afraid of honesty. Paine is not trying to strip the world of wonder. He is trying to return wonder to human beings, to say, you do not need to kneel to think. You do not need fear to be moral. You do not need a gatekeeper to be sincere. Your mind is not a trespasser in the sacred. It is where the sacred must answer. And that idea, that conscience is not a crime, is the spark that turns the Enlightenment from theory into movement. Paine stops circling institutions and walks straight into them. In Part 3 of The Age of Reason, Thomas Paine, Human Patriot, we will explore Volume 1 of the book itself with its declaration of moral independence, its call to clarity on the matter of what has been called revealed religion, and his challenge to humanity to stand guard at the gates of reason against any form of superstition or dogma that may confound the human condition into arbitrary wretchedness and servitude. Part 3 is coming soon. Please like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you to Margaret Downey, President of the Thomas Paine Memorial Association for script consultation. Please visit thomaspainememorial.org to support their vital efforts in keeping Thomas Paine's legacy alive. And, as always, keep the flame of reason and inquiry burning bright.